What's up guys, Afiq here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. So this time around I have this. So this is the 1994 Honda Integra 4-door sedan. Again, just like the previous car, this Honda Integra hides something special under the hood. From the outside you can't really tell, can't you? So let's go ahead and check out this car. So this is ABB Automotive. So a short history lesson on the third generation Honda Integra. So the Honda Integra was launched in Japan in the year 1993. The pre-facelift model ran for 2 years up until 1995. Back then in Japan, the Honda Integra can be had with 4 trim levels. The first one being the 1.6ZX or codename DB6 sedan or DC1 coupe. So the ZX was powered by a 1.6-liter single overhead cam dual carburetor Z6 engine. So this engine produces 105 PS. Next up is the 1.6 ZXi, which share the same codename as the ZX. The only difference here is that the 1.6-liter engine is using electronic fuel injection instead of the dual carburetor. The ZXi is the only trim level that you can have with either front-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Moving up, we have the 1.8 ESI, or also known as the DB7 sedan or DC4 coupe. With the 1.8, you get the B18B 1.8-liter dual overhead cam 4-cylinder petrol engine. So this engine produces 145 PS. Lastly, we have the top of the range 1.8 SI, or also known as the DB8 sedan or DC2 coupe. It uses a 1.8-liter B18C engine. So the main difference between the 18BC and the 18BB is the technology called VTEC. All 4 trim levels can be had with either a 4-speed automatic or a 5-speed manual, making the Integra one of the most widely diverse and configurable car in Japan. So under the hood of this Honda Integra, the owner of this vehicle has made an engine swap for this car. Originally, this Honda Integra came with a 1.6-liter engine with a single overhead cam. So the owner here has decided to swap to the B18 engine. So it features a Dodge VTEC engine. So as you can see towards the engine compartment, it is actually really clean. Okay, it is really clean. I like the red top over here as well as the red stabilizer bar out top. So it really gives like a matchy look to it. In terms of drivetrain, this car is front-wheel drive and it is equipped with a 4-speed automatic transmission. So yeah, overall not the most exciting drivetrain, but then definitely a drivetrain that will be really nice to use daily. Looking at the design of the Integra, I would say that this is one of the more simpler, clean design that come out from the land of the rising sun. So as you see towards the front here, so this is the Honda Integra pre-facelift. So this is the face that you get before the year 1995. So after the year 1995, gone are these round style headlights. So the Integra, as you can see over here, it has this very low hood, okay, low center of gravity as well. So at the front here, what I like is these 4 round headlights. So it gives the Integra a very iconic look to it. So the main low beam is the 2 side lights. So those are the main low beam. And then what I like is that for the year 1993, the Integra already comes with projector headlight. That's right, it's a projector headlight. In 1993, can you imagine that? So towards the bottom here, again, very clean lines. So you have the side light over here. Okay, you know, like when you open your light. So this is the side light, this is the main beam. Okay, and then you also have your signal over here. And then the middle part is for your high beam. So at night, if you switch on your high beam, all 4 lights will be lit up. And another thing that I like about Honda Integra, and not many car has this, is that the name, as you can see over here, okay, the word Integra is embroidered into the bumper. Not many car does that, okay? Even back then, a lot of them put sticker or the emblem on the body. So for me, this is a very nice feature to have, and I wish more car would have that style of embroidering into the body. Towards the side of the Honda Integra, as you can see, it is a very well proportioned sedan. So the things that I like about this car is that if you see the front door, this car actually has no window frame. If you open the door, okay, as you can see, no window frame. So when the window rolls down, it has that very sport car appeal to it. Indicator on the fender, not on the side mirror. Typical, it's an old car. As you can see, 4-door, so very practical as well. And then towards the back, you do have this antenna over here, which operate when you switch on the radio, the antenna goes up and down. And then the antenna on this car, despite being a 1994 model, still works. That just shows how well preserved the car is. So kudos to the owner for able to keep that there. Alright, so as you can see, no body kit, which I'm okay with it because this is a very nice look towards the car. Very simple, very elegant, okay? The wheels on this car, the owner has chose to use a TE37 rim, 15-inch, and it is wrapped with Dunlop D05 tire, okay, D05 tire. Behind that rim, as you can see, the owner also painted the caliper bright red, so it just gives a nice sporty touch. And I like the color of the rim, it matches with the car. Okay, so you have silver car with a slightly darker grey rim. So overall, nice combination. Okay, so the back of the Honda Integra, okay, as you can see, again, very simple line, very clean, uncluttered design. I like the light here, the light cluster. I was surprised actually how long this light is. And then this is one of those rare cars where the light cluster goes into the boot lid. Not many cars does that. So and you have a Honda badge in the middle here. And then as you can see, there are no lever to open the boot. So the only way to open the boot is through the key over here. And then the bottom part, the owner has changed the bumper to the facelifted bumper. So this is the bumper that's after 1995. And I'm not complaining, it's a very nice bumper. As you can see, I like this part over here. Okay, it just gives a nice touch of style for the bumper, okay? And then, of course, just like the front, you do have the name Integra embroidered into the bumper. Again, nice touch. I wish more car would do this. So being a sedan, it is quite practical as well. Again, like I said, the only way to open the boot is via a key. So opening the boot, you have quite a generous space inside the boot, enough for a set of luggage or your golf club or groceries, okay? Not an issue. Being an old car, it does still feature the old gooseneck design. So when you put something inside there, you have to be careful when you close the boot, it doesn't crush your item, okay? But then, still a very big boot, very practical boot. So the Honda Integra also comes with a coupe. You know, the Honda Integra Type R, that's a coupe. So for this case, the Integra sedan, you only open the back part of the door. But if you have the coupe version, when you open the trunk, it opens together with the rear glass. Sort of like a hatchback or aerobag design. So yeah, that's a key difference between the sedan and the coupe. What's up guys, so currently I'm driving the Honda Integra sedan. So first impression of this car, when I got into this car, like the driving experience of it, it felt very nostalgic. Okay, the driving experience as well as the interior trim and the design of the interior, it felt like a car that I remember growing up in. You know, the very 90s, early 90s feel of a car, you know. So upon getting in, the first thing I realized was how analog everything is. in terms of like the steering feel, the throttle feel. Yeah, like when I first got into this car, got out of the parking lot, the throttle response was heavier than most modern car today. So that's the first thing I feel, because this throttle is still using cable, so none of the electronic stuff. So how much you press, there's a cable that connects to a throttle body inside the engine, and you know, you feel every single movement you make to the acceleration. Yeah, so it feels very analog. And then another thing is this steering wheel. So this steering wheel is the hydraulic system from like the 90s. So it's heavy lah, it's heavy. If you are maneuvering, if you are using this steering in a parking lot, it's heavy. It is heavy, and you need both hands to turn it. But then if you are like driving like this, like on cruising speed, it feels just nice. Yeah, it feels how the hydraulic steering should feel. Like last time I remember, like you know what the front wheels are doing. Okay, so this car under the hood is a B18 series engine. Okay, it's a 1.8 liter engine, 4-cylinder. So under the hood of this car is a B18 series engine. So it's a 1.8 VTEC Dodge dual overhead camshaft. Yeah, it actually still pulls very nicely. So now I'm on a slightly straight road, so I'm just gonna accelerate. Is equipped with a 4-speed automatic, and it is the older type of automatic. So the hydraulic automatic, the shift logic is heavily relying on hydraulic, so none of that electronic what they call solenoid features that you have on modern automatic nowadays. The gearbox is still using a mechanical linkage. So there is a cable that connects from your gearbox inside the car, your shifter inside the car, to the gearbox out front. So there's a mechanical linkage, and you can feel it when you shift from like P to D. The movement of the gear, you need the movement of the shifter, you need a little bit of effort compared to newer cars where it's electronically, it uses an electronic switch, you know, to control what gear you're in. This one, I feel like there is a connection between the shifter and the linkage to the gearbox. Okay, and then overall driving this car, I suddenly realized how thick new cars A-pillars are. Like all the pillars, like the A-pillar, the B-pillar, the C-pillar, because they are over time, you know, safety regulation increase, safety standard increase. So now A-pillar are required to be stronger, thicker. So that hinder visibility and blind spot for me. So driving back this car, I noticed how thin the A-pillar is. And the window, the sideline, you know, the lower window sill here is very low. Okay, and then the back window also is very big. Okay, so it feels very airy inside here. Okay, it's not, it doesn't feel like you're in a cocoon or somewhere. Yeah. And then this car, the interior, for what it is, like it was launched in the year 1993. I like the quality of the materials inside here. For number one, the dashboard is soft touch material. Okay, so for me, soft touch material always give that high quality, luxurious feeling, you know, like the cabin is built to a certain standard. And then another thing that I noticed about this cabin, the technology you get inside here for the year 1994, 1993 is considered high-tech. Okay, so this car comes with, you know, like power folding mirrors, dual front airbags, as well as what do you call this, automatic aircon. So these are features that you found on a basic modern car. Okay, so jumping into this car, it doesn't feel that old. And then this car came out in the year 1993. This car is almost 30 decades old. Yeah, it's almost 30 decades old. And then to know that there's one in this condition, this what do you call, consider like stock lah, but then this condition is, I applaud the owner as well for able to maintain this car in such a way. Yeah, you don't see many Integra in this condition anymore. And then the interior of this car, in in terms of sound insulation, the owner did install a sport exhaust. So being a 4-speed automatic during high speed, it will always be a constant companion. But then it's okay, it's okay because it is a sport exhaust. It is what it is. Okay. So the engine, the B18C engine, B18 series lah. So it's been swapped over compared to the old engine. The old engine is a 1.6 D16 engine. So that one is single overhead cam. So I understand why the owner decided to swap the engine to a bigger engine, because this car really it can do with a larger engine. Okay, because the chassis is able to withstand what do you call that, the power from a bigger engine. Okay, this car feels very nimble, to be honest, because it has the independent setup at the back, MacPherson strut at the front. The car is fairly low to the ground. So in terms of handling, it is actually quite it's okay. Okay, this car can handle. Okay, so jumping into this car again, I'm reminded how back then our cars were not as ergonomically comfortable as today. Okay, so like driving position wise, the steering you can only tilt and not telescopic. But then normal lah, is during that time most of the adjustment that you found on modern car, it does not exist yet. Okay, so this car to me, it goes back to, you know, like your basic driving, you know, like your basic how car first started. You know, you don't have electronic this and that. Okay, everything is your own. You send the input to the car. Okay, not some electronic that do the movement for you and you just send information to that electronic. So this one, you really are doing everything yourself, you know. So straight line, I'm gonna accelerate. Like you're driving around 100 like now.
It's alright, kan?
Yeah, it's alright.
It's very nice.
It handles quite great, or?
Yeah, it handles great around corner, right?
I'm gonna try again.
Yeah, do it again. Yeah. Do it again. Press it. Go for it. Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, it very neutral.
Very neutral.
Yeah.
But then I can feel like the back end is going already actually. Yeah, I can feel it.
Like the noise is pointy lah. I get the noise, but then the back end is a little bit loosey.
Yeah. It feels like that. I can feel. I can already feel the back end going outwards.
Yes. Yeah. The noise is pointy. The direction, like when you turn, the nose goes to where you want to go.
Yes.
But then the back end, you have to keep track a bit.
Yes.
If you lose track, it will be loosey a bit.
Yes, that's right.
The 4-speed auto really, like it doesn't give you the rev that you want it to be in. Like every time I lepas sikit, every time I let go of the throttle, it just goes down to the lowest gear.
Yes.
Yeah, like this car, I can feel everything.
Right.
Yeah, I can feel like the back end, the front end,
the bumps
steering,
on the road.
Yeah.
The bumps on the road as well.
Okay, I'm gonna try to accelerate here.
Okay.
Like the VTEC finally opened.
You need to go a lot higher for the pull to come.
I'm floored now.
Floored?
Yeah.
Floored.
So sitting inside the Honda Integra, I'm reminded back of the oldest cars, simpler design. Okay, this car to me brings back a lot of nostalgic memory. So for one thing, the controls inside this car is really simple. And then the dashboard layout, I like it, it's very simple. And then the dashboard is soft touch. Man, soft touch. Yeah, it just gives that very quality feel to it. And then back in the year 1993, this Integra come with dual front airbags. See, you have dual front airbag in 1993. The Japanese, come on, like wow. You do have an automatic aircon. Again, I'm surprised that this car have such feature. Other notable features about this car, I like it has a lot of storage. Okay, so you can see you have a storage over here. Okay, you can put your stuff under the dashboard. You have a glove box, okay, a glove box. And then you also have a center console. This car comes with fabric seat. Fabric seat, and for me it's okay because one thing I like about fabric seat is that in the hot sun, especially in Malaysia, it doesn't get baked. Okay, so when you go into the car, you can just take a seat just fine, not an issue. You do have power folding outside mirror. Okay, all 4 windows are power electric windows. Still fairly modern car inside despite the age. Oh, being a JDM as well, you do have a lot of Japanese wording all over the car. Also, another feature that I noticed, there is a cup holder at the bottom of the dashboard. Okay, so 2 cup holder. Not the most strategic location. Like I find like this location, if you shift your gear into P, you will hit it, but it is there, so that's good. And then the steering wheel can only be tilted up and down, not telescopic. Again, this is an old car. A lot of old car doesn't have a lot of adjustment. So the door lock is at the door handle here, not at the top of the door. So overall, this interior is a bit dark. Okay, it's a bit dark, but then it's normal. Back then, they don't have a lot of color scheme. It reminds me back of the older, simpler design of vehicle. So sitting in the back of the Honda Integra, this is where the older design of the vehicle is noticeable. Okay, space back here is rather compact. Okay, for my liking. So the front seat is adjust to my height, 165 centimeter. So as you can see over here, my sitting position, my leg is a little bit floated up above the seat, and then the base of the seat is really short. It is rather compact back here. And then the window, the frameless window, as you can see, the window only open to this height. It doesn't go any lower because the size of the door is smaller. In terms of amenities, you do have a place to throw your rubbish here. You do have a map pocket, but only behind the front passenger seat. So behind the driver's seat, you don't have any of that. You do have a center armrest, okay? Center armrest, and then it's quite thick actually, quite a sizable center armrest. But then as you can see, there is no cup holder back here. And there's also no pocket at the side. So storage in the back is lacking. But again, this car came out in the year 1993. You know, back then, it's more driver focused rather than space, comfort, utility. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of this video. If you like that video, do give this video a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel as well as hitting the little small bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I post something new on my channel. I would like to say thank you for watching. Stay safe, take care, and have a nice day.